ready, MP.
You were the top rookie last month and every month.
Starting at power forward, 6 feet 10 inches, 00. Mark.
Hi everyone, we're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, alongside Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. And we've got David Aldridge, our Hall of Famer, patrolling the sidelines. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You take a look at the 76ers. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding.
And I think for the 76ers, they've been taking no prisoners here in the early part of the season. It's been a very fast start and a lot of focus for this group.
Yeah, and it's to no one's surprise. This is a well-run, well-coached organization. They have a strong culture. They're going to be a tough out for anyone.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Avdia out there with Ayton. And it's Kamare in at the 3 spot. And for the 76ers, we've got Joel Embiid. The general is out there with Paul George. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. And it's Grimes in at the shooting guard. It didn't take long for the Blazers to find Damian Lillard's heir apparent, did it, Greg?
Yeah, they drafted Scoot Henderson with the 3rd overall pick in 2023. Took him a little time to get his sea legs, but his talent is undeniable. And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now, here's Avdia. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Here's Tarlock, and he banks in the layup. And that's now 7 points for the general. On the top of the Rookie of the Year watch list, we see MP's name. He has really been impressive.
And before he stepped on an NBA floor, expectations were already high. So to see him actually deliver, it's exactly what his team was hoping he could add to the franchise.
Here's the general. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. From outside the arc, that shot off the mark.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
And finished off by Avdia.
Henderson had great vision when he came into the league, and he's continued to build on that.
The general passes to George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Sharp, that's good.
Great at creating shots. Sharp did it there with that catch and shoot.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the general in his last time out against the Warriors was a man on a mission. He had 60 points, and he was so productive offensively, he wound up setting a new season high for himself in scoring. Numbers like that are sure to get attention around the league, and everyone's excited to see what he does tonight. Guys?
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Yeah, and we're likely to see them go to him early on, see if he can't replicate that performance.
He just knows where to go. Embiid positioning himself perfectly to get the putback.
Trailblazers trail by 4. outside Avdia. And teams getting geared up right for the stretch run. Does that give you extra motivation as a player?
Oh, yes. Seeing that finish line can really help you out down the stretch. As a player, ending the year strong is key, whether you're in the playoff race or in the locker.
Henderson, no good.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
1:15 left in the first quarter. And that one's good. Maxey.
Oh, nice shot by Maxey. He is definitely a three-level guy.
To stop the run, Henderson. And Embiid pulls it down. The 76ers leading by 6. Henderson left side. Embiid with the steal. Maxey against Henderson. And it's George missing. So for the 76ers, their last game, a win against Golden State. Embiid against Avdia. 26 seconds left here in the first quarter. Sharp the pass to Avdia. 4 on the clock. Ayton sets the pick for Avdia. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ayton.
Substitution on the court.
There's 14 seconds left in the first. Maxey passes to the general. Got a piece of it. There's the triple. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Philadelphia with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Back right after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take on the 76ers so far?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Hey, look, it's simple. More rebounds means more possessions, and that's clearly been their priority.
The general is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then there's Maxey. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's McCain in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
I tell you, not only does Klingon set sturdy screens, he knows how to make himself available for the pass.
And each season, GA, it seems like Anthony Simons is given more and more responsibility.
And you can understand why. He's proven to be a versatile scorer, and now we are seeing him take the next step with his playmaking.
Here's Sharp after the made shot from the general. And it's Sharp missing.
Well, that's the look he wanted, but the defense doing just enough to impact that shot.
The general, good. And what a year it's been for MP. A clear Rookie of the Year favorite and in the conversation, believe it or not, for MVP.
Just an astonishing debut season for MP. He'd be in historic company if he was able to take home both of those trophies this year.
Here's Simons after the made shot from the general. And it's Simons missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
To the middle. And it's Drummond with the jam.
So much force. Easy money for Drummond.
And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trail Blazers. A 12-point game. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
Yeah, when you have a defensive showing this poor, it's normally due to an overall lack of effort.
Now, here's Oubre. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. The general, good.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And here are the Trailblazers now. It's off to Boston for him after this game as they take on the Celtics. And I'm sure they're anxious to get back home as that will be game 6 of this 7-game road trip. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Tyrese Maxey has stepped up into a starring role with the 76ers. He says these guys have the ultimate confidence all the way from the organization down to the players. So I can just go out there and be aggressive, play my game, even through mistakes. It's all part of extraordinary growth for the guard. Kevin?
Yeah, thanks. He is rewarding their faith. And I love his statement on growth. He's always looking to expand. Here's the general. He's got 19. And Klingon pulls it down.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
Offensive rebound. 3-pointers. Simons cans it from downtown. Simons has got 5 now.
Yeah, and Simons takes a lot of threes because he's confident in how dangerous he can be from there.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. 76ers lead by 15. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
Hello, everybody.
Well, they're playing bully ball inside, so much so that, Shaq, I'm going to let you take it.
Oh, yeah. 1-2. 1-2, 1-2, in the place to be, most definitely. They seize the paint like a MIC. Me and Ernie and Kenny.
And moving on here, how about the fantastic matchup at the power forward position in this one?
Sparks are flying at the 4 spot. Strong-willed guys there, Shaq, trying to outdo one another. It's adding some extra fuel to the fire.
Yeah, that added intensity has everyone fired up.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And you know the general has been really making it happen, guys.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Philadelphia leading by 15. And let's get an update on Quentin Grimes' injury. David, what do you hear?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the 76ers gave me the status. He's currently suffering from shin splints and is in a lot of pain right now. And as you can see, he's already back on the court. How about that, Kevin?
David, thanks for checking in. On top of it as always.
It's interesting. Even with the advancements in strength and conditioning, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
Here's who Chauncey Billups will start the second half with. The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Andre Ayton out there with Avdia. And it's Kamare in at the 3 slot. Hey, Stan, the last few decades, we've seen the 3 become more and more necessary for offenses. Wondering if you think that's a good thing.
Well, it is, and teams not only understand the value of making a lot of three-point shots, but the threat of the 3 spreads out defenses and actually makes it easier for you to get shots at the rim. So the 3 is absolutely necessary to be a great offensive team in this league.
Quickly, is the arc too close? Should they maneuver that a little bit?
Well, the skill level is really, really high. I like the suggestion of keeping the arc the same all the way around, which would eliminate the corner 3.
Pass to Kamare, and it's Paul George with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Watch outside!
Anderson looking it over. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on the general. That's foul number 2 for him.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Here's Ayton. Nothing on the board. Ayton sets the pick for Henderson. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
A fader. The general. Good. The general's got 24 points.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, this is how you shut the door, right? You keep making good shots, and you build the lead.
Count it. Good. And that's 13 points for Denny Avdia.
Well, he's been able to find points, just not enough of them. They've got to string together some more buckets.
Loads of expectations come with going number 1 overall, Stan. We all know that. Just ask DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, Kevin, I think he's become one of the more underrated players in this league. He was the top pick in 2018. People will always measure him against that standard. But look, he's averaged a double-double every season in the league. It's not easy to be that consistent.
Here's Kamare. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Here's the general, defended by Avdia. Yep, that one goes. The general's got 10 points in just the second half.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. A different look now for Portland. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Avdia. Delano Banton comes in for Sharp. And it's Simons in for Henderson. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Simons, whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Sticking with it. Simons using all of his strength on that one.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And all you need to do is see his free throw percentage, guys. 90 for the season to know what kind of year he's having.
They set the pick. Here's Tarlock. And it's off from 3-point range. Trailblazers trail by 16. Manton, the pass to Simons. Inside. Here's Williams. Rebound by the 76ers. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Out of bounds, it'll be 76ers ball. Now we have a chance to pay homage to the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, the General.
And the nature of big men in the league has evolved, and he's a perfect example of how valuable a guy like this can be on your team. He's had a tremendous stretch of basketball here lately.
Matisse Thybulle checked in for the Trailblazers. Pass to the General, the tray. That one doesn't drop.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
There's 53 seconds left to play in the third. That's a 2 from Simons. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Simons has got 10 points in the game. To the inside. Here's Oubre. Off target at the rim. Trailblazers trail by 16. Here's Simons. Tyrese Maxey grabs the miss. Philadelphia's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Simons surveying the D. clock at 6. Fires from the wing. Again, Simons missing. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. 76ers on top. They finish off the third quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. The general is out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Edwards. And it's McCain in at point guard. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Here's Embiid. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
2 emphatic points from Robert Williams.
Philadelphia leading by 21. Pass to the general. Shoots the 3. Walker with the rebound. Trailblazers shooting 32% overall right now. Not one of their better showings. Here's Rupert. Simons from outside. An absolute bomb from 3-point range.
Well, that's his first 3 here in the second half. Gotta think he'd like a few more of those.
Here's Rupert. And he uses the glass on the layup. Stan, we talk about this every night. So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
What I have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama, I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size. And then Victor's handle and his length, the guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Well, it's easy to see why they continue to call his number. He's delivered, and he's the leading scorer in this game.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Avdia. Portland moving the ball around. Sharp, the pass to Henderson. A 3 ball. It's hauled in by the general. The general's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Well, Henderson utilizes the whole floor. He's just looking for the best shot he can get.
Here's Tarlock. Poked away. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. Tries to keep it alive. And here's Avdia. Here's Kamare. A 3-pointer off the mark. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Here's Tarlock. Not enough on that one as it misses. Trailblazers trail by 17. From 12 feet out, it's deflected. Pass to Grimes. Shoots a fader. The general can't get it to go. For Portland, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Henderson, no good. The 76ers leading by 17.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Philadelphia.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And reaching an impressive milestone on the year, this will be win number 60. And guys, they have played so well this season, I think pretty much any given night, they've come in with that swagger and attitude, and they've really backed it up.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for the General.
Yeah, you know, he was a man on a mission in this one. The defense had absolutely no answers for him tonight.
We've seen some flashes, Coach, from Shaedon Sharpe in his career. He can get hot in a hurry.
Well, look, Kevin, he is a great athlete, and when his shot starts to fall consistently, he can be electric. Right now, he's putting it together little by little. He's just got to continue to improve.
Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
MP about to tear the roof off.
MP said he woke up today ready to play some Dragons.
The Timberwolves were all business as they came through the tunnel. Hello out there, and get ready for some NBA basket. Man, in the second game of a back-to-back, how much does that affect a player's energy level?
Well, the better conditioned you are, the less it's going to affect your energy. That's why I love back-to-backs. It separates the men from the boys.
Here are the 5 for Philadelphia. They've got Joel Embiid, Maxey out there with Paul George, and it's McCain in at the 2 guard.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Now here's Conley. Randall outside. The 3 is up. And he can't get that one. Here's the General. Check by Randall. Here's the General. Kept alive. And here's Embiid. He's averaging about 6 points per game. Maxey against Randall. The rebound by Embiid. The 76ers have gone 1 for 3 so far. Pass to the General. Jacks up a 3. No luck on that one. And so it's Conley who brings up the ball for Minnesota. It's a 3-point game. Their last game, a win against the Suns. Looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, they connected from outside all game. And the defense had absolutely no answer for it.
And you talk to coaches around the league, and they'll tell you sometimes the ball just goes in. It's as simple as that. That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
An MVP in this league, Richard, Joel Embiid. Is there any way to slow this guy down?
The answer, no, B.A. There is no way to slow him down. He's got the unique ability of size, skill, athleticism. You name it, he's got it.
So it's Philadelphia now. The Timberwolves getting their last shot to go, and the General gets it to go.
Nice pass by Embiid, smartly taking advantage of a wide open man.
About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to catch up with head coach Chris Finch. The biggest focus on the defensive end, the big man, Joel Embiid. Coach telling me that they've talked a lot about how to defend Embiid. They have a great film session on it, but at the end of the day, he said Joel is a monster down low, so there's only so much you can do. It'll be fun watching the process do his thing tonight, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Conley passes to Edwards. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, B.A. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft, Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him trying to compete for titles.
And he drops the first. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Now here's George. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Here's Edwards. The rebound by Embiid. Embiid's got his 4th rebound in this one. The general. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Oubre, he's checked in for the Sixers. Timberwolves trail by 7. Out to the wing. It's stolen by Maxey. And now the Sixers on the break. Here's Embiid. Lays it up and banks it in.
You can tell his hustle inspires the entire squad. He really gets everyone so amped up.
For Minnesota, they've gone only 1 of 6 so far. Conley passes to Randall. Hits the trifecta.
Yeah, a shot that Randall has added to his repertoire. Shooting the 3 with confidence now.
Here's the general. He's off on that one. Good work defensively by Randall. Pass to Conley. Over Maxey. And there's Conley. That one's good. And the assist from Randall.
Yeah, this is how Conley plays. Extremely efficient. He just takes what the defense allows.
Fader on the way. That one off the back iron and out.
Just hasn't found much consistency from the floor, but his teammates have picked up the slack.
Randall can't hit.
You know, some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
Here's the general. He picked up 39 in their last win against Portland.
He's more than chipped in on the glass as well. Just a tremendous effort last time out. The way he can elevate over a defender from deep, very tough to contain outside the arc.
Now here's Edwards. He had 25 points in the win against the Suns.
Oh, throw it down! Wow! Oh, my goodness. Anthony Edwards. Wow.
And that replay courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And here's another one for the Sixers.
And he has flat out taken over this quarter. Keep feeding the beast.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Conley finds Gobert. Outside Edwards. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup. Edwards got 8 points. Here's Maxey, still without a bucket. Here's the general, screened by Embiid. Here's the general. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. It's McDaniels on the wing. Outside Edwards. Just 3 on the clock. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Sixers ahead, up. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And looking at what we've seen from Philadelphia, what do you guys think?
Well, it's simple. I mean, they started off strong, and they've been...
In his last game. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, the general their last time out against the Trailblazers was a man on a mission. He had 39 points, and as we've come to expect, he contributed from the three-point line as well. When it was all said and done, he accounted for more than half of their points. Quite a performance. Back to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks. Well, that was an incredible night for him. They rode him to that win.
And he was more than happy to carry them, B.A. He might still be feeding off that performance heading into this one.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
Offensive rebound. Outside Conley. Randall on the screen. Up again. Oh, Gobert! Right there on the putback.
And they found a nice flow offensively here in the second period.
And so it's Butler who brings up the ball for the 76ers. What an impressive regular season they've been having, getting to 60 wins.
When you talk about magic numbers for a team, 60 wins means you're having an historic year. In fact, we've had stretches longer than 5 years without any team winning 60. So it's really hard to do.
Randall deciding where to go with it. Shot clock at 5. Here's Gobert. Gobert using his size to his advantage.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
And so it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. He wants to review the game plan. Making a change here. DiVincenzo's checked in. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for the Sixers. Maxey comes in for Butler. Embiid, a screen on Randall. The General sinks it from distance. The General's got 16 points.
Defensively, gotta close out a little faster. That's a look he'll make with regularity.
Pass to McDaniels. Edwards pulls it in.
I thought he had that all sewn up, but somehow the defense just threw him off.
Oh, a vicious move by Embiid.
No stopping Embiid inside. He is a beast.
For 3, Randall sinks the tray. Randall's got his second bucket of the night. Here's Maxey. No points so far. Here's the General. There's the screen. Pass to Embiid. Fires the 3. He can't hit that time. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this.
Their work on the glass has been superb tonight. Chasing down every miss there, Ernie. That's their...
And now, here's the player of the week from both the East and West. In the East, the General.
Finally, we're giving props to a big. Enough of these little dudes winning MVPs and awards. Basketball is for my guys, the tall dudes.
Yeah. Bigs never win anything in the NBA. And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, They've got Tyrese Maxey, Paul George out there with Joel Embiid, and it's the General in at the 4. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Graham.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
Buries it from 3.
And that bucket from beyond the arc puts them within reach. He's really been putting that shot to work.
And I bet he's thinking that he could close the gap completely if he can keep those threes coming.
Oh, Edwards just pulling his way inside.
And he's made his mark on offense especially. They got to be thankful he's on their squad.
Maxey, that's good. Maxey's gotten his first bucket of the night.
What a finish from Maxey, getting it done right over the defense.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. All right, here now, the league's top rebounders over the past month. In the 3rd spot, Rudy Gobert.
He's just been incredible on the boards over the last month of the season. He's a guy who plays with such desire.
Minnesota leading by 5. And what a breakout 4th year for Tyrese Maxey. Named to his first All-Star game in 2024, Richard.
When the Sixers traded away James Harden, it really opened up things for Maxey. Gave him the ball more responsibility, and you know what? He showed up.
Pass to Edwards. Oh, Edwards bringing the heat.
And just an agile move by Edwards inside, allowing him to beat the contact.
Here's the General. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
And left no doubt with that one, Grant. Outside McDaniels. Back to Conley. Pass to Randall. And the layup is good off the glass. Randall's got 8.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Here's the General. To the middle. Here's Embiid. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
And they've just built this lead by attacking the boards. Woo! His energy is unmatched.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
George, a screen on Randall. And it's good! He hits another one!
And his remarkable rookie campaign reaching a new milestone in terms of production. He's now number 2 all-time for points scored in a rookie season.
Well, he's sharing a league company, and you have to wonder how many more outstanding achievements lie in front of him. He's a lot of fun to watch. Now here's McDaniels. No made baskets yet. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's the General. For 3. The putback. Ooh, nasty putback from Embiid.
Hammering the offensive glass. Embiid putting that big size to use.
3rd quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Conley passes to Edwards for 3. Rebound by Philadelphia.
He knocked down a 3 in the 1st quarter, but he's still been unable to connect from deep past the break.
And the General gets it to go.
Can't blame the deficit on him. He's been scoring at will this period.
Minnesota's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 3rd. Outside Edwards. Picked by Gobert. Let's go with a 3. Edwards on target.
And a slick play called by Edwards, creating space for himself to operate.
Here's the General. Checked by Randall. The General, no good.
Fantastic defense, giving full effort.
Pass to Conley. Now McDaniels. Now Edwards. Outside for Randall. The 3-pointer off the mark.
The D has to respect his range. He made 2 in the 1st half, and he's capable of draining even more here in the 2nd.
Embiid to screen on Gobert. Here's McCain. Three-pointer. The General, no good. Minnesota leading by 5. McDaniels inside. George defending. Conley looking for an opening. Misses the jumper. It's blocked by Gobert. Anthony Edwards has been on display for Minnesota. 11 points in the quarter. He's on fire. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. 76ers trail by 5. Buddy Hield is out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then there's Naz Reid. Then there's Anthony Edwards. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
He hit 3 triples in the first half, 3 more since. That's nothing to shrug at.
Pass to Edwards. Shoots over Maxey. Rebound by Philadelphia.
That is not a bad decision to pull it from there. It was just a little bit off with the execution.
And here's Oubre from the arc. Nails it from beyond the arc. Oubre's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Maxey against DiVincenzo. Releases. The shot misses.
And he's very confident from that range, but you can't make him all.
Here's the General. Anthony Edwards with a rebound. And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the Timberwolves. They trail by 1. When this one's over, they'll be off to Charlotte as they take on the Hornets. It'll be the front end of a 2-game road trip.
Outstanding work in close. Edwards is just so confident from this area.
The 76ers have gone 2 of 3 to open the 4th quarter. Here's the General. Drummond to screen on Hield. This one for 3. Not going to go that time.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Here's Edwards. Drummond grabs the miss. Philadelphia has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the 4th. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
I like how they've been attacking the lane. It's been beautiful. All game long, they've been successful penetrating and getting offensive production.
Well, another major factor in the offensive performance was the fast break. Converting on those chances when they get them tonight.
Back to Conley. The open shot, Randall. Rebound by the 76ers.
Now, I understand that that shot didn't go down, but they will take that look every trip down the floor.
It's McDaniels on the wing. Pass to Gobert. Outside for Randall. The 3 is up. Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's the General. Check by Randall. The General passes to Drummond. Here's the General. Softly drops in the floater. The General's got 33.
The floater is so tough to defend against. Nothing defenders can really do but shake their heads.
Outside Conley. Pass to Edwards. Fires for 3. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's the General. Banked it in off the glass. And now a 5-point 76ers lead.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Pass to Conley. The 3. The General pulls it in. The General's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Oubre with it. Now guarded by McDaniels. Here's McCain. 19-footer. And he nails that one right through the heart. And the 76ers lead by 7.
Looks like they're gaining some confidence here in crunch time.
Building out this lead brick by brick. They have taken a very methodical approach.
Here's the General. Pass to Drummond. Here's the general. Out to Oubre. Here's the general. McDaniels covering. The general. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
It all comes down to this possession. They must get points.
Anything other than a make is game over. This is where you lean on your stars to get you to the finish line.
Oh, it helps to have Conley on the floor during these moments. He's outstanding at coming through on those big possessions.
Joel Embiid, he's checked in for the Sixers. .46 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Philadelphia with another miss. Now the Timberwolves with it. Pass to Gobert. Up top Randall. Embiid covers. Back to Randall. From the arc. A rebound by Embiid.
Gotta find easier shots when you're already struggling. That's not gonna get it.
And so they foul intentionally. And so it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. George, he's checked in for Oubre. Well, if they score here, they could effectively end this one.
Yeah, and their main objectives right now, taking care of the rock and using some time.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up 5. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
That's how you protect a lead. Build it out with clutch free throws.
Here's Edwards. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
Yeah, nice dish by Gobert. With his height, he can see over the whole defense. Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second. And he's able to hit the second one. And that puts him up 5. Timeout called, the Timberwolves. 19 seconds left to play in the fourth. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
They're going to have to work fast coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, no time to waste. They basically have to execute things perfectly from here on out.
Edwards, a pass to Randall. Count it! What a beautiful shot! Brings them within 3.
You want Randall with the ball in his hands towards the end of these games. Prime example right there.
Here's the general. Yes!
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
Lets it go from deep. That one's good. So this one belongs to the 76ers. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take the crowd out of it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for being with us. So long, everybody.
Hey, yo, bad play.
It's official. MP with one of the best rookie seasons ever. How you feeling?
He's about to tear it up.
Fans live for games like this one.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning into 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Drew Holiday.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Look at the 76ers starting group. George is out there with the general. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. And there's Embiid. And it's McCain in at the 2. And for the Celtics, the post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. The 76ers shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
And some top-tier basketball here tonight, Clark. Both of these teams riding a hot streak.
Yeah, I think this might be a bit of a litmus test game, Kevin, in some ways. Put that confidence of a winning streak from both of these teams to the test a little bit here.
Outside Tatum. And Embiid pulls it down. And it's Maxey with the ball for the 76ers. The general passes to Embiid. Misses the baby hook. Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to visit with head coach Joe Mazzulla.
The challenge is slowing down Joel Embiid. Asked coach what the game plan was. He said with Embiid, you know he's going to get to the line. You know he's going to get his. Our goal is to keep him away from the basket. If we get him settling for jumpers, that's a win for us. We'll see if they can force him to become a shooter in this one. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And here's Tatum for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
This is why Tatum is a superstar. His confidence in shooting the ball right away, quick release, money.
GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them. And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
Kicks it out to Maxey. The general passes to Maxey. Lets it go with the 3. And there's 3 points. The long-range shot is on target from the general.
Always able to see the complete floor. Maxey, great vision.
Brown the pass to Porzingis. Oh, Tatum in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And, you know, if you throw it up, Tatum will go get it now. He's a really good athlete. You can't let him roam free like that.
It's George on the wing. Pass to the general. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
The Celtics have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And here's Brown outside, and Embiid pulls it down. The 76ers leading by 4. Here's Tarlock. Uses the glass to finish the layup. The Generals got 8 points.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
White from down in the low post, it goes.
Outstanding concentration that time by White on the take. Play through the contact and score.
Good ball movement here by the 76ers. George with the screen on Tatum. Lob pass to George.
Impressive mobility right there from George. He's fantastic at finding that space off the pick and roll.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Outside Holiday. And White kicks to Brown. No good with the triple. For Philadelphia, they've gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. It's George on the wing. Here's the General, guarded by Tatum. And George with the stuff.
I tell you what, mind-blowing experience when you look at Paul George as a dunker. This guy makes alley-oops look easy.
Celtics trail by 8. And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And the 76ers making a change here. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. You look at the Celtics. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And right now for Philadelphia, they've taken this ride all the way down the stretch. Few people thought they could maintain this astonishing display of dominance.
And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
Both good from the line that time.
Look, you've got to give Brown a lot of credit for his growth as a shooter. That wasn't something he did when he first got to the league. He put in a lot of work. He shoots it well from the floor and line.
Pass to Cornette. Here's Shireman. Just 5 on the clock. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by the General. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. And we've been following this group's absolute dominant season, winning most games in blowout fashion.
Truly record-setting fashion. Nonetheless, though, it's been demoralizing to teams facing this group. I mean, before halftime, teams are often down by 15 or 20 points. We might be witnessing another blowout in the making here tonight.
And so it's Philadelphia with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
To me, it's been the ball movement. That's been the key. I mean, going from good to great. Not settling for a good shot, making that extra pass, keeping the defense off balance, and taking great shots.
And also, guys, they're out-muscling their opponent. The points in the paint are piling up because of that aggressiveness.
And so, in the game for the 76ers, the General is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Maxey. Then there's Oubre. And it's Butler in at the point guard. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the General, in his last time out against the Timberwolves, put on a show. He had 42 points and, as always, was a force on defense, doing whatever he wanted at that end. A performance like that makes you hungry for more. We're looking to follow that up tonight. Guys?
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
Yeah, you know, all indications are that he feels good coming into this. Feels confident. that he can build on that prior success.
Now here's Butler. Still scoreless. They set the screen. The General passes to George. Here's the General. Six to shoot. Horford with the rebound. Celtics trail by 6. Up top, Tatum. Defended by George. Tatum against George. Boston, no good that time either. Special K, the playoffs are not far away. What kind of discussions are going on right now in those locker rooms?
Kevin, at this point in time, it's all about focus and intensity. You understand who you are and what needs to be done. It's now a matter of preparing yourself in your mind and body to go out and do that. You've worked for it, and complacency is not an option.
Here's Horford. Kept alive by Boston. Three-pointer. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Horford's three-point shooting has really developed. Been an impressive journey for him. He understands the value of being a big guy.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And their three-point shooting has paved the way for them. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
You look at the Celtics, they're playing up to expectations. Maybe they like to be doing more than that, but I think they're ready to make some noise in the playoffs. That's when you turn up.
Now let's talk about that first half. What an impressive performance for the 76ers.
I love their game plan.
And that is it for halftime.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum getting it done today.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 spot. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on him.
Takes the 13-footer. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Brown's got 9 points.
Brown has a nice shot repertoire. Clearly, the mid-range doesn't give him much trouble.
And that one's good, George.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Tatum kicks to Porzingis. Nice ball movement by Boston. For 3. And the 3-ball is good. 5 points in the game.
You've got to be aware of Porzingis in these situations. I mean, you know he's coming for the 3-point revenge there.
The General passes to George. Here's the General, guarded by Tatum. Here's Tarlock. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Holiday, the pass to Tatum. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. The 76ers leading by 12. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, D.A.?
Kevin, thanks. Well, there's plenty of scorers on the Celtics, but Jason Tatum says, I'm going to get my shots. It's just about trusting the process. From experience, I understand that I'm good enough that I can relax and defer a little bit. Then in the fourth, I can score 20 in the quarter. Kevin? Sounds like he's figured it all out.
Thank you so much. You know, he can take over at any time, and it's fun to watch. D.A., we thank you for that. Brown down low, defended by George. Lachey. And it's sent back by George.
George is versatile defensively, can guard multiple positions, and that versatility allows him to block some shots, too.
Boston making a switch here. Hauser's checked in. Edwards, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Embiid with the screen on Tatum. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. It's a 14-point game. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home.
And very early on, Brown learned how to finish through contact, an essential skill for an NBA player to master.
Here's the three, and he drops it in. Just a pretty release there from the General. The General's got 18 points in the game. Down low. Here's Tatum. Inside Tatum.
Over the years, we've really seen Tatum elevate his offensive game. Now he's a dynamic, multi-level scorer.
And the basket is good. 8 points for him.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Pass to Hauser. And here is Brown. Sweet move. And he lays it up and in.
Tell you what, guys, this has clearly been his hat. And he's getting to a spot, shooting the ball with confidence. Excellent turnaround for him.
Front past the arc. That shot missing.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And here we can check out the story for Jason Tatum.
And when it comes to his scoring, he's enjoying a fantastic run. He's brought his points per game average up thanks to the work he's done in the past 10, and maybe he's got another big one in store tonight.
No good on the free throw.
You really like your chances with Tatum at the line. He locks in and focuses on these two.
Boston making some changes. Luke Cornett comes in for Porzingis. And it's Horford in for Drew Holiday. Philadelphia also making some changes. Abusele comes in for Embiid. And Kelly Oubre subbed in for George. Celtics trail by 12. Brown outside. Finished off by Brown.
I don't think he could have been any more impressive than he was tonight. Brown is setting this place on fire.
With the fadeaway. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And that's 20 points for the General.
Well, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
Here's Tatum. He's got 15. Puts up a three. That one's not going to go. And so it's Philadelphia enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. The General is out there with Oubre. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. And it's McCain in at the 2 spot. Philadelphia leading by 12. Here's Oubre. Second chance shot, and it's good on the way in.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Well, you know, that's the way it's going to be for them today, fellas. Can't sustain any momentum.
And Clark, on average, free throw attempts are down a fair bit in the last 20, 25 years.
Yeah, I mean, from a fan perspective, I think you compare a field goal to a couple of free throws. It's obvious, though, which is more entertaining to watch. You want to see guys score the ball in live action.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first three of the half, there'll be more in store.
Here's the General, guarded by Horford. Good on the triple. The General's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And you can just see his confidence is rising. Bucket after bucket from long range.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Here's Shireman. Cornette passes to Tatum. Jacks up a three. Tatum from three.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
They set the pick. Pass to Maxey. Here's the General from the arc. Another three for Philadelphia.
He has a lot of points from long range this half. He's taken advantage of a really tired defense.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Some changes for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid comes in for Yabusele. And Georgia subbed in for Kelly Oubre. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. During the break, listened in with Joe Mazzulla and his team. Now, his tone was pretty serious. He said, you guys need to prove you're in this. No one else can do it for you. Time to pour on the gas. We'll see if that fire gets lit, guys.
Thanks, David. George against Brown. Tatum with the screen on George. And it's Brown missing.
After hitting 1 3 in the first half, he's been unable to dial in from deep since then.
Fourth quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And Embiid throws it down.
Hey, get that pass anywhere near the rack. Embiid gonna stuff it.
And so it's Holiday with it. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They trail by 16. Celtics passing it around. Pass to White. There's the three. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 4 assists now tonight.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Here's the General, guarded by Tatum. Here's the General. This one for 3. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Celtics trail by 13. And here's Holiday. Tatum finds White. Misses the 3. Here's the General. They set the pick. The 3. Drills it from outside.
3 points.
The General's got 9 points in the quarter.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the 76ers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And you have to love the effort this team plays with night in and night out, win after win this year, and they have earned it. Tonight will make it 62 wins on the year for them.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for the General.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
To the left side wing. Beyond the arc. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Tatum gets the bucket.
Tatum clearly putting on a show in this one, doing it all.
Here's the General. Embiid the screen. Here's Tarlock, and there's the drive.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
So it's Philadelphia winning this.
That's it.
Great game.
What's up, MP?
Facing one of the heavyweights tonight.
Greetings, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for our latest presentation and coming down the home stretch of the regular season, Grant. Have modern training methods help players get through it in one piece, you think?
Without a question, B.A. At the same time, it's a keeping up with the Joneses situation. If the guy you're guarding is in top form, that wears you down, too.
Here are the starters for Utah. Collins and Kessler, there in the middle. Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. And it's George in at the point guard position. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Sexton. Lets it fly. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
This guy has got a variety of scoring moves. Colin Sexton keeps the opposition guessing.
There's the triple, and the general gets it to go.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. Outside Sexton. Markkanen against George.
76ers foul. McCain. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Now Sexton. His last outing, he had 18 points. Pass to Kessler. Now Markkanen on the wing. Sexton. 3 on the clock. And here's Collins for 3. Out of bounds. It'll be Sixers ball. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse, and I took the time to ask him about his strategy for Lauri Markkanen, and he said we know he's going to hit big shots and be physical on the floor, but we're going to make him work for everything tonight. I hope we can test every shot that he takes. Hope and hard work. Can't ask for more than that, guys.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they have the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
Philadelphia has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. The general, no good.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
To the paint. Boom! He jams it straight down.
You can see the explosive athleticism that caught the eye of NBA scouts. Sexton with the dunk.
There's the 3. And the general gets it to go. The general's got 6.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Now here's Kessler. 14 points his last outing. Now here's Sexton. Not a lot of room. Off target at the rim. Sexton against George. Pass to the general. Embiid, a screen on Collins. Back to George. Over to the left wing. Fires from deep. And the general gets it to go. The general's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
What a slick look by Paul George. Defense expecting him to shoot, but he decides otherwise.
Here's Sexton. Can't get it to go. 2 for 4 thus far. Here's the general. And he gets it to go. 4 for 6 so far.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here's Markkanen, an aggressive player on offense, scoring around 16 a game. Count that bucket.
Well, get the ball and go to work. Markkanen using his size to great effect inside.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to George. That one doesn't drop. The Jazz have gone 4 of 7, shooting a solid percentage. Doris, we've heard Paul George get a lot of praise from the next generation of NBA talent.
We sure have, and it's easy to see why, Brian. This guy is fundamentally sound. He does a little bit of everything, can shoot with range, can get off the bounce. His game is so polished and smooth, worthy of emulation.
Here's the general. He's got 11. Uses the glass on the layup. The General's got 13 now.
He's going off this quarter. A huge reason why this team is on top.
Sexton with it. Add that to his line. Now 3 for 6.
You love this. The pressure gets physical, and Colin Sexton doesn't blink. Nice job finishing through contact.
George scanning the floor from outside the arc. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. It's a 5-point game. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Markkanen. Launches a 3. The rebound by Embiid. Here's the general. Got it off in time. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And that does it for the first quarter. Philadelphia on top. They're up by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for the 76ers.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
Yeah, what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
We've got Kelly Oubre, Maxey out there with Butler, and it's the general in at the 4. That's the group for Philadelphia to kick off the second quarter. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, the general, their last time out against the Celtics, just played phenomenal. He ended up with 37 points, and he was locked in from deep. But when hasn't he been? He was a force of nature in that game. He made the opposition look utterly helpless.
Okay, Allie, thanks. Well, that was an incredible night for him. They rode him to that win.
And he was more than happy to carry them, B.A. He might still be feeding off that performance heading into this one.
Well, there's no doubt. He certainly looked like he was enjoying himself in that last game. He had his offense flowing.
Here's Collier. Clarkson outside. The Jazz need to get one up in a hurry. Offline with a 3. Philadelphia leading by 7. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Drives to the hoop. And they blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance at another one at the stripe.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Utah making a switch here. Since the ball's checked in, Philadelphia shooting their first free throw of the night here. Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, there's still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, B.A., and with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's almost like youth is no longer an excuse, but some rebuilds take longer than others.
Here's Filipowski. The rebound by Yabusele. Another shot. Sinks that one after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Well, just it's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and cashing in.
Here's the general. Counted from distance. The general's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Launches it. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Coming into this, having notched a win against Boston in their last game.
Oh my, talk about mental toughness. The crowd was roaring against them. They were able to focus and finish the task at hand.
I thought what really stood out was how dominant they were on the offensive end. That was about as flawless as you could hope for.
Timeout called, the Jazz. Let's take a look at the numbers for Jordan Clarkson.
He's been really dialed in from deep during these last 5 games. Looking assertive and in control every time he rises up to shoot from beyond the three-point line. And it's been fun to watch.
Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. To the inside. Here's Collins. And Collins with the slam.
John Collins has tremendous vertical showing off right there.
Maxey passes to the general.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
And they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
Boy, he's been unconscious this quarter. I love the confidence he's playing with.
There's a minute 54 left in the first half of this game. Clarkson outside. Pass to Markkanen. Collins outside. Here's Clarkson. Down low. Kicks it out to Collins. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in. Collins has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Well, Doris, the 7-footer from Finland, Lauri Markkanen.
What makes him so tough to stop?
Well, the size you mentioned, 7 foot. The sweet shooting that he provides has got tremendous range and accuracy from three-point territory. Can put it on the deck, is willing to mix it up on the glass. There's a lot to like. Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
George passes to Markkanen. Markkanen taking it in strong. And another shot. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't take the lid off. Philadelphia leading by 14. The general passes to Maxey. 40 seconds left in the first half. Just 5 on the clock. Here's the general. And the 76ers get it back. McCain. No good from outside. Jazz trail by 14. Inside. And there's Kessler on the assist by Clarkson.
Yeah, Kessler right in that restricted area. Good finish.
And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Here's the general. Sends it home from three-point land. The General's got 32 points in the game. Now here's Clarkson. Floats one up. That shot is off. And so it's Philadelphia up 15 points as this quarter concludes. They just can't miss right now. Every shot they're taking, you assume, is going in. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fans' half-court shot. Give me a beat. They're thinking about the shot.
Hello, everybody. We'll break down the action shortly, but first, a glance at how the Eastern Conference standings are stacking up as the season winds down. Hey, fellows, I'm just wondering your thoughts on how these teams stack up.
Well, I'm a big fan of stacking things. Title rings, onion rings, cash rings, ring
One
cameras.
of these things is not like the others.
I agree. Onion rings are the only thing that satisfy my Shaq appetite. Hey, you got any onion rings in the back?
Somehow it always comes back to food. And turning back to our first half, things going well, extremely well, for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Seems like they can't miss, just rolling offensively, getting whatever they want.
You haven't heard this in a while, fellas. SLN, Shaq-like numbers. When you're doing that, it means dominance.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it's been a runaway. Philadelphia leading by 15. So the Jazz 5 right now. George and Sexton in the backcourt. Markkanen and Collins the 3 and 4. And it's Kessler in at the 5 down low.
Tonight, their attack revolves around him. As he goes, so goes the offense.
Utah with the ball. The Sixers getting their last shot to go. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. Well, when you talk about the most underrated players in the league, Doris, Sexton has to be in the conversation.
Well, let's begin with the fact that he's an absolutely fearless scorer, a tough competitor, an improved facilitator. There's grit, determination. He's willing to get into you defensively. He is somebody that will compete on the defensive end.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
You gotta love Tyrese Maxey's approach to the game. He said, quote, "I really have a simple life. I have this joy about playing basketball. I like putting in the work, so I'm extremely focused, extremely competitive, and I'm out here having the time of my life. I get to do what I love every single day, and it's a blessing," unquote. Brian, he's such a positive guy.
Yeah, he really is. Thanks for that, Allie. Here's Sexton. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Pass to Markkanen from behind the arc. That's what he does. Lauri Markkanen.
Love to see the 7-footer Markkanen go right up with it. Doesn't give the defense time to react.
Maxey passes to the General. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. The General's got 37.
Well, you love that they've been able to rely on him time and time again. You love the effort here late.
Outside Sexton. Collins outside. And again, it's Utah with a 3.
What an answer by John Collins. The 3 response is on time.
Pass to McCain. Here's the General. Collins defending. George, a screen on Collins. Pure from three-point range. The General's got 40 points.
Relentless in his approach. He has one thing on his mind: close this game out.
George against Maxey from deep. Rebound by Philadelphia. Next up, they'll face the Hawks in Atlanta. That'll be the first leg of just a 2-game trip for them. Here's the General. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable, B.A. Unbelievable.
Kessler, a screen on Maxey. Collins outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Tries the 9-footer. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Boy, every time he goes up now, it just looks like the shot's going in. He's perfect from the field in this quarter.
Here's the teardrop. Joel Embiid with the board.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Screen by Embiid. Here's the General. They get the rebound. Takes the 3. Good! Another from 3.
He's been on the money from deep.
Definitely. Looking to shoot as much as possible. And Utah calls time here. Different look here for Utah. Filipowski, he's checked in for John Collins. Clarkson comes in for Sexton. And it's Collier in for George. Utah has gotten 2 of 4 threes to fall here in this third quarter. Markkanen outside, looking to win the run. Rebound by Philadelphia. The Generals got his 4th rebound in this one.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
From downtown, Utah grabs the miss. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Oh, it's stolen by Butler. Here's the General. And got it! Another basket!
My goodness, 50 for the game.
Just putting on a show. Here's Collier. Butler covering. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair.
The officials were right on top of that one.
Utah shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. Sensabaugh is checked in for Utah. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And so it's Butler who brings up the ball for Philadelphia. Here's the General. Off target from 3-point range. The Jazz have got just 2 of 6 in the second half. Here's Clarkson. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Wow, big-time move by Jordan Clarkson. The defense forced to adjust. That's an incredible drive.
And how about our AT&T 5G slam cam? Couldn't have captured that play any better. Here's the General. What an incredible scoring display he's putting on tonight.
They've had a hard time shutting down the three-point shot.
To the middle. And that's out of bounds. Last touch by Filipowski. Hendricks is checked in for Lauri Markkanen.
Jazz substitution. Number 0. Taylor.
30 seconds left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Here's the General. It's rebounded by Hendricks. The Jazz have gone 3 of 7 here in this third quarter. On the wing, Clarkson. Lets it go from 11. The rebound by Yabusele. Here's the General. He's covered by Clarkson. Here's the General. Philadelphia with another miss. And so it's Philadelphia already up 26 points as this quarter ends. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. And what? Both teams changing it up here. On offense, here's Utah. We've got Butler, and it's Oubre in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. And there's the lob. And then it's Collins with the dunk.
Just tremendous recognition from Collins there. Sees an opportunity to be a target at the rim, and his teammate puts it on time.
Puts up a deep 3. The General, no good.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Markkanen outside. It's George on the wing. Butler covering. George, no good. Here's the General. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. And here's George. So no problem for Philadelphia as they get the win, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
Keep it up, MP. Keep chopping wood.
There it is.
There he is, man, myth, the legend. MP.
We have a nice resume collection, but lose the sense of teamwork.
Beyond that, we lose the sense of chemistry, cohesion.
And without the assist, no basket, right?
True. I still call my
What's up, MP? These are the games you have to win to be taken seriously.
And both sides on the floor getting ready for the game ahead. And it's almost welcome everybody to another presentation of the NBA. And guys, this is a game we've had circled on our calendar.
Two of the hottest teams in the league. They've been playing terrific of late. I'm looking forward to this one, partner.
Now here's Matthews. Young passes to Capella. Back to Young. Good on the shot. Young's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Hawks.
Ridiculous handles there. How effective is he at creating opportunities?
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. The general is out there with Paul George. Then there's Maxey. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's McCain in at the two guard. The 76ers shooting their first foul shots of the night here. First free throw is good. and he can't hit the second. Craig, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
And let's go over to David Aldridge, who has something to say about MP. DA, take it away.
Thanks, guys. We've got 2 MVP candidates flashing in this one, and MP believes that will make things extra competitive. He said the best players bring the best out of you. We know we have to be locked in against this team, and I'm sure they feel the same way about us. They do. Kevin?
They're not taking this matchup lightly, are they, David? Nor should he.
Undeniable range. Young is going to pull up the moment he gets any angle out there. There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Wants to get it to Matthews and does. Pass to man. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. From downtown, Matthews no good.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
It's good.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Now here's Johnson. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by George.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Outside Matthews. Pass to Johnson. Back to Matthews. Johnson left side. And slam dunk by Johnson.
Boy, is he dynamic. Jalen Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And the Hawks making a change here. Barnes is checked in. Now, here's Maxey. George with the screen on Barnes. The General can't get it to go. Atlanta leading by 4. Here's Johnson. And Johnson missing again. After the General. Outside for George. Over Barnes. And that one's good. George.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Young dishes to Capella. 1:52 left in the first quarter. Barnes. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And Barnes, one of those guys that every team would love to have. He just has a workmanlike attitude.
Atlanta shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. That's good from Barnes. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Philadelphia shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, we've got Tyrese Maxey. Edwards is out there with the General, and it's McCain in at the shooting guard. Niang with the ball, coming off a solid outing against Indiana. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That's his first foul. Here's Krejci. Aston Niang. Here's Barnes. Clock at 6. Great D that time from Edwards. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, Kevin. Well, the General in his last time out against the Jazz was all business. He had 56 points, and to no one's surprise, he was dialed in from deep. He was remarkable in that game. It's not often you see a player that dominant, and I'm sure he wants to keep it going. Guys?
Yeah, David, he was in attack mode all night long. GA really propelled them to that win.
When he's on, he is on. And there isn't all that much you can do to stop him.
And sometimes you can just look at a guy and you see the confidence that he's playing with. That's what I like best.
So it's the Hawks now. After the missed three from the General. Preachy, no good. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Here's the General. What a tremendous game he played against Utah. Kicks it out to Maxey. Nailed from three-point land. Maxey's got 14.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Preachy passes to Niang. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Barnes dishes to Nance. To halt the run. Shot is good in the 76ers lead. He's cut back down again to 5. The basket that time coming from Barnes. And it's Maxey with the ball for Philadelphia. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That'll be the second of this two-game road trip. Here's Tarlock. Another three for Philadelphia.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Here's Mann. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
There's the pick. Here's Tarlock. Offline with his three.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
1:58 left to play here in the half. Nance outside. For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers and Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
So both teams making some changes here. The General passes to George. Here's the General. George with the screen on Johnson. Lob pass to George. Young with the steal. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Not only is Young an excellent free throw shooter, he's also mastered the art of drawing those fouls.
And one of those guys, Brad, who can take over a game, sometimes from beginning to end, is Trae Young.
It is remarkable, Kevin, especially at his size in today's game. It reminds me a lot of playing against Allen Iverson, a guy who could dominate the game as a small player, and that's what Trae is. But what he can do offensively, the instincts that he shows, the way he can get it going offensively, he's truly a remarkable talent in terms of a small guy dominating a big man's game.
Bangs home the trifecta.
Young knows his range to answer his opponent.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter, over 60% shooting. Here's the General. He's got 14. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
The Hawks trail by 4. Young best to man. Johnson outside. Driving in, and Johnson with the stuff.
Now you love seeing Johnson with that attacking mindset.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Embiid the screen. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range? Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
And hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
Now Now Young. He's got 14. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Young's got 7 points for the quarter.
And, boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Philadelphia ahead, up 3. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Atlanta.
Welcome, folks. The Philadelphia 76ers going head-to-head.
Playing well on the road can be very difficult. They're doing a good job despite the challenges.
Away from home, they aren't let. Now let's take a moment to recognize our Players of the Week. Keep an eye on these two. And that is it for halftime, folks.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And you know the General has been really making it happen, guys.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
The pairing up front, Johnson and Capella. Young is out there with Matthews. And it's man in its small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder. Now, here's Johnson. That one's rebounded by Embiid.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that one is good.
He shot a lower than average volume here tonight, but his efficiency doing it has helped the team build the lead.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. At this point in his career, Paul George says he's in bully mode. He said, every night I'm on the floor, I'm there to dominate. Whether it's being more physical or going right at whoever I got to go at, you're going to feel me. I'm having that approach every time. I'm there to destroy you. Kevin? Wow.
I love it, though, D.A. Got to admit it. Awful powerful. Thank you. And here's Matthews. Following the three-pointer by Tyrese Maxey. Johnson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
The 76ers leading by 9. Pass to the General. 90 seconds now into the second half. Here's Embiid. The putback. Rebounded by the Hawks. On the wing, man. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Philadelphia's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Here's Tarlock, and he goes in for the dunk.
All night they've asked him to shoulder the scoring load, and he is not disappointed.
Here is Matthews. It is incredible that George is playing Brent at such a high level after his injury history is taken into account.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, one of the more horrific injuries in terms of the way it presented itself and what we saw Paul George go through. But this guy has not missed a beat. He continues to be really the most stable part of any organization that he's joined, and he's been in a few places. That has not affected the way that he's approached the game on both ends of the floor, and is certainly still one of the top 15 players in the game.
And Philadelphia has possession, following the bucket by the Hawks. The General can't get it to go. The Hawks trail by 9. Young outside. Back to man. Young outside. Goes up on the way, and again it's Atlanta.
And you can see why this team depends on Young for a big chunk of their offensive production. This guy is a pure scorer.
Here's the General. 22 points for him. George with the screen on Johnson. No coverage that time. The Generals got 25 points.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Pass to man. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The 76ers leading by 10. Embiid the screen. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Andre Drummond's checked in for Philadelphia. Kelly Oubre comes in for George. Here's Barnes. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 16-6 run. 1:06 left in the third quarter of the game. Tarlock. They get the rebound to the left wing. Here's McCain. Kicks it out to Maxey. Fires the 3. The General can't get it to go. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Hawks. Trailing by 13. For 3, Nance. It's Drummond with the rebound.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. The drive by Nance. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. The Generals got 4 rebounds now tonight. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Hawks. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. Launches it. Oh, and he got it!
Did that beat the buzzer, Kevin?
Yes!
Wow.
Yes!
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close a quarter.
Well, you love nailing the last second shot. Always a feel-good moment.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers with a 10-point lead. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Now the passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Yabusele. The General is out there with Paul George. Then there's Maxey. And it's McCain in at the 2 spot. Here's Buffkin. Pass to Krejci. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Barnes. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. The 76ers leading by 10. Outside for George. Lets it go from 14.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
Here's Krejci. Back to Barnes. Got a hand on it.
Wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
Here's George. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it. George has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the 76ers. Krejci passes to Niang. Barnes with it. Pass to Nance. Hawks passing it around. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Philadelphia.
I mean, they've been stepping it up in terms of their shooting from distance, and the confidence has been there all game long, leaving the defense to scramble.
And I feel like there's been an old school aspect to what they've done tonight, and that is pounding the ball inside, getting it down low, getting those looks in close. That's been effective.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. The 76ers also with a sub. Embiid's checked in. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the last break, I heard Quinn Snyder talking with his team. He said they've played well in certain areas, but the lack of detail to the defensive boards has allowed their opponent too many second-chance opportunities. And that, he said, is the difference in this game. You have to get busy on the glass, Kevin.
Thank you, David. They get it again. Johnson. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Here's Tarlock. Rebounded by the Hawks. Capella's got his fourth rebound in this one. Outside Matthews. Here's Young. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 3 assists tonight.
Young working hard on the defensive end that time.
Young with the steal. To the paint. Here's Matthews. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. The 76ers leading by 9. Pass to the general. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. 30 points for the general.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Now, here is Young. Capella with a screen on Maxey. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Not a lot of plays drawn up for Capella, so his energy and involvement come from that kind of activity there.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
George looking around. Maxey passes to the general. The long distance three is buried. The general's got 18 points just in the second half.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Young's shot is good.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the 76ers.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And the one thing that stood out about these guys all season long, their resiliency to come out and play hard and win games. We've watched some epic battles that they've played, and tonight will mark their 64th win in the year. Something else.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for the general.
A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Here's Maxey, following the basket by Trae Young. Here's the general. He's guarded by Johnson. It's stolen by Capella. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Matthews, no good. And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for Philadelphia. Here's Tarlock, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
You love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed?
Keep it up, MP. Keep chopping wood.
we'd have a nice resume collection, but just lose the sense of teamwork.
Beyond that, we need a sense of chemistry.
And without these, thank my economic teacher in high school, right? You're welcome.
I saw ball might win a few games, but ask the last few champions, and they'll talk about their team efforts.
And I'm proud to be a part of an organization that values that. You know, all the way from the top offices to the group level decisions.
Yeah. So, look, give Steve a call back and get him scheduled for a final interview Tuesday.
Will not let us in.
Man, everything feels just a little off. Let's win and go home. MP, you're my favorite player, man. Always deliver.
Hi, and thanks for joining us on 2K Sports NBA action. It's coming up here with the greats, Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill. I'm Brian Anderson, and Allie LaForce, our reporter. As we get closer to the end of the regular season, Richard, what would you say to the lottery teams right now?
To either bottom out completely and focus on your young guys, or do everything possible to make a run and get into that play-in tournament, because there's valuable experience to be had there.
Here are the five for Philadelphia. They've got Tyrese Maxey, Paul George out there with Joel Embiid, and it's McCain in a shooting guard. Here's Dick. Outside Barrett. Pass to Pirtle. Unable to get that one. Excellent D there from Embiid. And he goes in for the dunk.
A great look provided by Embiid. The big man just dropping dimes.
Here's Butler. Outside Dick. Three-pointer. Gets the three to fall.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Here's McCain, guarded by Dick. Here's the three, and the General gets it to go. The General's got 5 points.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Here's Butler, and he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Guys, thanks. Well, Jimmy Butler is in the 5th stop of his NBA career. He'd been in a standoff with the Heat. As they hesitated to extend him at the number he desired, he knew there's going to be someone willing to pay up. And guys, I'm very interested to see how Butler fits in his new opportunity.
Yeah, we'll continue to track that story. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Embiid, a screen on Butler. The General passes to Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
The perfect roller. Joel Embiid can pop out and shoot, cut, make the extra passes, really anything in that set.
For Toronto, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Here's quickly. Second chance effort. The rebound by Maxey.
Just haven't found their offensive footing yet, only managing to sink 1 of their first 5 shots.
The General, no good.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Pass to Pirtle. To the paint. Here's Butler. That one falls. He's now 1 for 3.
How talented is Butler? I mean, just so adept at carving out some space inside and converting.
George laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Ideal way to start the game. Come out of the gate and knock down all but 1 of your first 5 shots.
Quickly, passes to Pirtle. Maxey against Quickly. Fires the 3. Rebound by Philadelphia. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia.
Thanks to their stellar defensive intensity, they registered a ton of stops in that one.
They were hustling to get in front of every play they could, always getting a hand in the shooter's face.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, the General, their last time out against the Hawks, had a huge game. He contributed 40 points, and he's a tremendous three-point shooter. We saw that again last game. His numbers from that game jumped off the stat sheet. He was just superb. Guys, let's see if he can do it again.
Thanks, Allie. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
And I'll be interested to see if the opposition looks to double him, because this should open up opportunities for his teammates to get going.
Quickly, passes to Dick. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Dick's got 5.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
For Toronto, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the rock in this first quarter. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. Fast break, Philadelphia. Here's Maxey. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Outside Barrett. Down low. Here's Butler. Here's an 8-footer. Another miss. He's 1 for 4 from the field.
See, what a rough quarter for him. Nothing seemingly going his way.
That's good from Embiid on the assist by George. Embiid's got his second basket on the night.
This is why they feed Embiid. His teammates trust his ability to get the job done.
Outside Dick. Pass to Barrett. Beyond the arc. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got 4 rebounds now. Here's the General. He's coming off a 40-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
He's more than chipped in on the glass as well. Just a tremendous effort last time out.
Got it.
And adding to this lead right now, riding a wave of momentum.
Yeah, they've locked in during this stretch. If they keep it up, their lead will only continue to grow.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. They're communicating well and stringing together stops. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen from Philadelphia, what do you guys think?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified some weaknesses, and they are exploiting them.
They've got Walter, and it's Mobo in at the 5. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. And it's Butler with the ball for Philadelphia, leading by 5. Their next game playing at home as the Pacers come to town. It'll be a quick stopover at home before they have to get back out on the road.
Nice start for him beyond the arc. He's already hit 3 triples, and I'm pretty sure there's more to come.
Now well into his 30s. Is it fair to start wondering how many seasons Jimmy Butler has left, Grant?
Well, it's a fair question, B.A. But at the same time, Jimmy's hunger is just so different than everybody else's, which I could see helping prolong his career.
The general passes to Oubre. Here's the general. Oubre, a screen on Butler. Good. 5 for 9 shooting so far.
And shooting-wise, he's been fantastic, helping to build this lead.
Here's Shed. No points yet. Pass to Butler. Over to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. The Raptors need to get off a shot. Jimmy Butler, so smooth inside.
They didn't do themselves any favors with their shooting in the first quarter, but they're starting to pick it up now.
Here's the general. Butler covering. Pass to the general. Drummond with the screen. The general. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Now shooting the 3 ball at almost 60%. They've been blazing this second quarter.
And Butler is there for the flush.
When Butler is cleared for takeoff, just get off the runway.
Oubre passes to the general. To the inside. And Drummond with the jam.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Butler passes to Abaji. And a great assist by Butler as that one goes.
They're playing great team basketball. It's good movement and sharp, crisp passing.
And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Grant, there's a huge difference between talent on paper versus winning.
You're right, B.A., and it comes down to coaching, chemistry, and sacrifice. But I think the biggest thing is effort. All things being equal, the team that plays the hardest is going to win.
Pass to Barrett. Quickly outside. Throws it up high. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And this is why Jakob's teammates throw it his way. They trust him to finish it the right way.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
When you have an MVP talent in his prime, the focus has to be on winning the title. The Sixers' Joel Embiid said, quote, "The only thing I care about is winning." That takes a lot, and everybody has to contribute. I'm always going to believe in myself. I love the guys that we have. We are going to go and fight every single night.
Great perspective there. Thanks, Allie. Barrett. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Big effort, big reward for Barrett. Just what a jam.
Maxey passes to the general. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by Barrett. Raptors trail by 3. 1:11 left in the first half. To the paint. Here's Butler. Misses with the fallback, Jay.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
Here's the general. And no good, trying to use the glass. For Toronto, they've gone 7 for 8 now in the second quarter. Outside Dick. And the ball out of play. The Sixers will have it.
That was an... Okay, let's say that was an odd play. You don't see missed connections like that too often.
Here's the general. He's got 16. 35 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Embiid. Embiid elevates!
So much strength from Embiid. It would take a special defender to slow him down.
Toronto trailing. Here's Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
He buries it from 3. The General's got 19 points.
This quarter has been all his. I suggest they keep the ball in his hands.
Barrett with it. Takes a 3. No luck on that one. And so it's Philadelphia leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Great shot selection right now. Keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. Back after this.
Good to have you with us.
Now look here now at the 76ers. They're right where they want to be, and they're right where they should be. Now it's a matter of getting everything in place for the title run. These guys will be tough to beat in a 7-game series.
And looking back at the first half of this game, it's likely we'll see some adjustments for the Toronto Raptors.
They're getting bullied on the defensive end. Punt.
That does it for halftime. Let's get...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams trying to gain an edge. Second half underway. Here's who Nick Nurse has got on the floor. We've got George. Joel Embiid is out there with Tyrese Maxey. And it's McCain in at the 2-guard.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Back to Dick. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got 6 rebounds in the game. Out left to the wing. Lets the 3 fly. Is rebounded by Barrett. And Barrett has got the ball here for the Raptors. 9-point game. Well, when this game is over and done with, they'll be off to Utah to take on the Jazz. And that starts a 4-game road trip for them. Butler can't get it to go.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Screen by Embiid. And he lobs it up. Embiid, the catch and the flush.
I like whenever Embiid's teammates use his size and throw it anywhere near the rim because he finishes it.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Outside Dick. Here's Pirtle. Quickly outside. Pirtle with a screen on Maxey. Quickly from outside. Knocks down the triple. Quickly's got 5 now.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And as the end of the regular season draws closer, let's take a look at the latest power rankings. You look at the Spurs, they've still got a solid hold on that 3rd spot.
You know, for Philadelphia, they've been such a welcome surprise. Not many people thought they could be this good, but they continue to relish the role of underdog.
Maxey passes to the general. George, a screen on Butler. Oh, there's the alley! Up top, Maxey. Pass to the general. 5 to shoot. To the middle. Out of bounds. The Raptors will take it. And a quick look at how the Toronto Raptors schedule is shaping up. On Friday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Utah, going up against the Jazz. And then on Sunday, they'll go up against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And for their matchup with the Warriors, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more even pairing in the league. That one promises to be a really closely fought battle.
Here's Butler. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Fearless play from Butler. Defenses should know he's going to try and draw a foul while shooting.
Butler hits them both.
Now he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
Philadelphia leading by 6. Pass to the General. George, a screen on Butler. Back to George. Outside Maxey. Here's the General. He's got 22. And he's going for the oop here. Quickly with the ball. Guarded now by Maxey. Quickly against Maxey. Outside Butler. The 3-ball. Rebound by Philadelphia. They've led by as many as 11. Here's George. An easy 2 on the layup. George has got his second basket of the night.
Sturdy play from George in the paint, getting by the contact and to his finish.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. Walter, he's checked in for Toronto. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Oubre's checked in. Pass to Pirtle. Outside Barrett. Now here's Quickly. Maxey covering. Pirtle with a screen on Maxey. The 3 from Quickly. And again, Toronto, no good. The Sixers lead by 8. 1:51 left to play in the third quarter here.
Woo! I just love that alley-oop slam, B.A.
Defense disorganized, defense pays. Toronto's gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. Maxey against Quickly. No good on the shot. Some solid defense from Maxey.
He just can't find a consistent way to score, and this team could certainly use it.
And there's the screen. And he's going for the lob. Hammers the lob through.
Oh, great teamwork right there.
Hey, you got to love the finish. Bringing it down with some attitude. Raptors trail by 12. Quickly, passes to Pirtle. Here's Walter. There's 57 seconds left in the third. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
And with Barrett, we know he can score the ball. Now he must focus on becoming a better passer and facilitator.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And Philadelphia making a change here. Drummond's checked in. The Sixers lead by 12. Pass to McCain. Here's the General. Drummond with the screen. The General. No good on the triple. The Raptors have gone only 1 for 6 here in the second half. Here's Shed. Second chance shot. Lobo can't hit. For Philadelphia, they've gotten 5 of 7 attempts in the third quarter.
All 5 guys are in sync. Their ball movement is flawless.
Unfortunately for them, they're reeling at this point.
So true. Very little going their way right now at either end of the floor.
Pass to Barrett. The layup off target. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers. A sizable lead of 14 at the break. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. We'll be right back with you shortly. into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. We've got Jimmy Butler, and it's Abaji in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Drops in the 3.
A guy you have to guard at range. Butler isn't a volume three-point shooter, but he can hit them when the move strikes.
Here's the general. Mobo with a rebound. Mobo's got 4 rebounds now. Inside. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Philadelphia leading by 11. Here's the general. The 3 connects from downtown. The general's got 27.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
Back to George. Tipped. Yep, that one's good. And the 76ers lead by 16. And it's Butler with the ball for the Raptors. Pass to Shed. Here's Walter, guarded by Edwards. And here's Butler outside. Rebound by Philadelphia. The Generals got 5 rebounds in the game. Drummond with the ball. Jimmy Butler with a rebound. Here's Shed. Back to Butler. And George with some nice D.
Look, the defense was locked in on him there. They know how dangerous he can be, and they guarded him perfectly.
They set a pick. And he lobs it up. And now the Raptors on the break. Pass to Shed. Ooh, rejected by Drummond.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Here's the General. Off target with the 3. Raptors trail by 16. Now Butler. Shoots from 12. Paul George pulls down the board.
This has not been his best quarter.
Yeah, he needs to mix things up on the offense. He simply just can't keep missing shots at this rate because he's destroying his teammates.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Maxey, he's checked in for Edwards. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. Pass to Quickly. Dick with it. And here's Butler outside. And it's Butler knocking down the 3.
Nice shot from Butler, making himself a threat from downtown.
Here's the General. Toronto grabs the miss. Butler's got 4 rebounds now. Raptors trail by 15. Quickly outside. Launches it. Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the 76ers.
And the huge difference today, the efficiency from beyond the arc.
Yeah, once they started hitting shots, it stretched out the D and opened up the entire offense.
And it's been a phenomenal year for them. They play with so much confidence night in, night out. This notches another huge win, 65 in total. And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for the General.
And let's just say this, the name of the game is scoring, and yes, he provided that tonight. You're welcome.
That one falls, coming off a Drummond feed. The Generals got 32 points in the game. And here are the Raptors now. Here's Butler. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
And at this point of his career, Butler wants to win. And boy, does he ramp up his performance in the playoffs, especially in recent years.
And he sinks the second.
Ooh, you hope that leaving points at the line won't come back to haunt them.
Now Philadelphia with it. They're on a 12-4 run. Here's the General. Again, Philadelphia.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Abaji, the pass to Butler. Five on the clock. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
And how many times have we seen this from Butler? Using the pump fake to manipulate the defense.
Both shots good from the strike. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth. Here's the General. That three's off the mark. So no problem for Philadelphia as they get the win. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
Thanks.
Right, MP. They can't stop you.
That's it.